dark stream, what you really on? Dark stream, what you really on? Dark stream, what you really on? Niggas talking shit, I have to tell them to go home. Dark stream, what you really on? Let me turn this fan down. Woo! Close that door real quick. Feel me? Dark stream, what you really on? Yeah. Damn, I was for sure. I was standing up for a hot ass minute. It's only been a few seconds. Guess I'm moving like Speed Racer. What's going on? Dark stream. I'm just talking and saying random shit and ranting. But what's going on, y'all? I just been sitting here thinking about a lot. And I wanted to come on here and give a holler at the spiritualists and just tell y'all to, like, good evening, Alicia. It's a dark stream. I'm not showing my face, but what's up? I just came on here to tell the spiritualists to, and I can't do these types of streams anywhere else because as soon as I start talking for real, they block the live stream or they put an 18+ filter on this shit and I can't say what the fuck I want to say. Like what Orlando say? I say what I want to say. But I just came on here to talk to the spiritualists real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I sit here and I think about the condition of the spiritual community at large. And I have no judgments, no prior judgments for people that are just deep all the time. Everything about the cosmos, everything about what the stars is doing, everything there is to know about how energy's moving. Yeah, I know I'm doing a dark stream. So y'all don't even really got to watch, just listen. You know what I'm saying? But there has to come a time where spiritualists get together and understand and respect and honor one another. I'm not saying you got to get together. I'm not saying you got to link up. I'm not saying you got to be cool with people. I'm not saying none of that shit, yo. What I'm saying is we have to get to the point where we can honor one another's paths, because the only way for true ascension to come forth is to be able to put the war down. There are many battles that you will fight along your spiritual journey. And I do mean many. I do mean a lot. I do mean you're going to be tussling for your fucking life. You feel me? You're going to be tussling for your life. There's going to come a time where you got to fight for yourself and your sanity, your dignity, your honor, your level, your frequency. You got to fight for that. It happens often. You know what I'm saying? But to come against one another is a little counterproductive for the spiritual war, don't you think? If someone doesn't believe the way you believe, that doesn't necessarily make them your enemy. Like I've been trying to tell people as of lately, which I've been telling them for years, which is kind of why I hate when my birthday comes around, because that's when people think they know me. That's when people think they understand me and they get me. Oh, I see why your energy's so powerful because you are Aries. I'm not in Aries. They're like, isn't your birthday March 24th? Yup, but I'm not in Aries. Oh, well, I don't understand. And that is such a selfish view of life on some real shit. That's a very selfish view of life where you go, okay, what my truth is the only truth in existence, and any truth that comes against that just doesn't make sense. What you're doing is closing yourself off from having breathing room in the vast, unlimited space that is consciousness. The shit is vast because we go from astrology. Good evening. We go from astrology to numerology to human design. You know what I'm saying? All of these systems in play to teach you more about who you are or whatever the fucking case may be. You know what I'm saying? All of these systems in play to teach you about who you are. And I think I could turn my light on for a minute. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn my light on for a minute. I just shattered the shit out of that. And I knew I was going to do that. Everybody hold up. Everybody hold up. I knew I was going to drop it because it's glass. I hate glass. It's like a little pipe that I smoke my weed out of. Hold on. Y'all give me a second because I gotta sweep this up real quick. And I gotta turn my light on. That's exactly how that happened anyway. Because I'm walking around in the dark like a damn vampire. But yeah, there has been this ongoing dysfunctional, ignorant ass war between spiritualists. And I say that it's ignorant, and I mean that in the most disrespectful way. I mean that in the most disrespectful fucking way. Hold on, I'm sweeping up glass. Give me a second. Well, sweeping it to the side. A dustpan is like outside the damn front door. But there comes a time where we have to get down to brass tacks. Look, I don't even give a damn because I'm talking, right? There has to come a time where we get down to brass tacks about this shit. Oh, I'm careful. I'm clumsy. That's why I'm always dropping shit and breaking shit. Well, I'm not clumsy, but then it's like the little, like one hitter glass pipe. Just see my hair? Half of it is cool. The other half is like, I'm working on it. Okay. Don't judge me, judge your mama. But we have to get down to brass tacks about this because when I'm teaching, yes, Lord, that's so good. When I'm teaching people, I'm teaching them about self-mastery. I want you to find out what the truth is for yourself, by yourself, to yourself. Because if everybody's always telling you what is and what isn't, nothing new can happen. You know the saying, nothing new under the sun, nothing new under the sun. Like people love to say that shit. And the reason why there's nothing ever new under the sun is because everybody's always passing along the same information and calling it tradition. I've been this way since I started my so-called spiritual journey. I've been like this. You can go back in old videos from years ago. I've been like this. I've always questioned the status quo because in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm unique. And I can't be the only one. That's a lonely existence. I'm unique. I can't be the only one that doesn't follow, spiritually speaking, societal norms. I'm not having your regular spiritual experience like everybody else does. Thank you. I'm not having your regular experience like everybody else does. You know, everybody knows everything about themselves, about the world, what's going on in the cosmos until they run into a fucking anomaly. If you're watching this right now, you're probably an anomaly. And anomalies are never studied for how beautiful they are. They are taken out. We can look at it even along the course of the human body, right? So traditionally or typically, Black people are born with brown eyes. But when you see a Black person that's born with gray eyes, blue eyes, hazel eyes, gray eyes, like people tend to judge them before they see just how beautiful they are, or try to put them in a box and say you're not so different just because your eye color is different. We don't know what it's like to have a different eye color because we have the basic browns. You know what I'm saying? We have the basic browns. But it's the same way when it comes to spirituality. Anomalies are judged before they're accepted. Autistic children are considered anomalies, and they're anomalies because they're not like the typical whatever by the book human that people understand in society. And so they judge children with autism. They judge adults with autism instead of thinking this is a whole new unique thing to be wondered about or to be praised and loved on and looked into and looked out for. We as anomalies are not typically looking, and I'm just speaking for myself, we are not typically looked out for. People look out for us because they hate us, they dislike us, they feel like because we're so different in our approach that we don't know what the fuck we talking about. The problem with that is you have no idea what's being experienced over here. You have no idea how my mindset works. You have no idea how I view things. You have no idea what defines my perception. And so when you bring judgment to the table of that, you become just like the very people that get online and rant about religious folks. Oh, I'm tired of religious people pushing they religion down my throat. Don't nobody want to hear about that sky daddy. Don't nobody want to hear about Jesus. But here they go. They keep pushing it down my throat like I need to hear it. And then you come on the other side of that table and do the exact same thing. Because if it doesn't fit your perception or your narrative of what you believe life should be, it automatically becomes a bad thing. I can even find, because I don't live in that reality, because that reality sucks ass. Okay, it sucks. I don't live in that reality. It just sucks. That means everywhere you look, everybody is an enemy. Everywhere you look, everybody's out to get you. Paranoia begets anxiety. Anxiety begets psychosis. And this is a major problem in the spiritual community right now. Motherfuckers is suffering from psychosis because they're paranoid about everything trying to come against them. But then you come on this side of the fence and you come against everybody else. So you meet somebody like me and you go, oh, what's your sun, moon, and your rising? And I go, I don't have one. And you go, well, that's not possible. Well, now you're acting just like a religious nut job. Good. Good job. Good job. You know how when a Christian asks you, do you believe in Jesus? And you say no, and they, well, you ain't got no choice because every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess you just like them. You ain't no fucking different. You ain't no fucking different. And I know it's going to rub a lot of people wrong, but I promise you these days, I don't give a fuck. I feel like I'm suffering from caging myself in because I don't be wanting to hurt nobody's feelings about this shit. I respect your walk. I respect who you are. You have a sun, a moon, and a rising sign. Not only that, you follow your numerology path, which are two completely different paths. You follow your numerology path, and then now you got human design. You know everything there is to know about self. Bravo. Bravo, but that's you. Greetings, love. I told you I'm gonna make people real uncomfortable. That's why I came to YouTube, not TikTok, not Instagram, not Facebook. I came to YouTube. I'm gonna give y'all that raw shit. You don't like it? You don't gotta be here. You don't gotta be here. Because I'm tired of mulling this shit over in my head when I'm trying to not necessarily link up with people, but honor and respect people. The honor and respect runs out from them to me when they find out that I'm nothing like them. When they find out you can't call me tribe. Said your hair be growing back fast. Oh, yeah. And it don't look like it's supposed to right now, but I'm working on it. This shit done started to lock up. I swear to God, like some of these are locks. And I'm like, well, and I don't want to lock my hair. I like my afro. It's coming back, y'all. But I am really bothered by the fact that people will say the universe is infinite. People will say the cosmos is infinite. Spirituality is infinite. And consciousness is unlimited. We are unlimited. We are without bounds. We are. And it sounds good when it's coming out their mouth, but when it's time to apply that principle, it's like they forget. Or are they living in a world of ego, which ego is not bad, but it can get ill when you become a tyrant against other people because of the way you believe. Like it gets to a point where you really believe that you understand the infinite. Let me tell you something. Something that is infinite is continuous. It continuously expands. It continuously moves forward, backwards, up, down, around. It loop-de-loops. It somersaults. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes like that show, The Good Place, it Jeremy Bearmies. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it, you know what I'm saying? It's infinite. It does whatever is possible. And because all things are possible in the spectrum or the scope of infinity, that means even things you don't understand are possible. So when you run into an anomaly, it is not your place to judge that anomaly. Who the fuck do you think you are? There wouldn't be so many wars in the world if we could honor our differences. But as soon as people come to you and they see you're unique, they try to find a way to tap into you by saying we're all one and everything is connected. I'm sorry, I'm not connected to you. We are not one. I cannot join your network of energetic transference because you're incompatible with how I move my energy. Well, that's impossible. Everything is connected. I mean, look at nature. Just because you can identify yourself in a plant doesn't mean that me and that plant identify with one another. Just because you can see the sequence in everything in this world doesn't mean that that sequence is not a program that things have fallen into. We are so in love with patterns that we cannot accept anomalies. How the fuck do we grow in consciousness? How do we grow in consciousness if we can't look at something that's unique and call it beautiful? How? How do we grow in consciousness if we cannot look at something that's unique and call it beautiful? All of these things that are coming forth in this world now, so many different unique types of beings. They say I'm this, they say I'm that. The LGBTQ community, you know what I'm saying? It went from gay to bisexual to trans. You know what I'm saying? Now the term of genius is not one that is just used for people with a high IQ, but the energy and the capacity to create unique things. And these are all anomalies, and they come forth from people being themselves wholeheartedly. And for the anomalies that are watching this, it ain't gonna be easy. I promise you. Not for a while, not in this world. Because while you sitting over there talking about how powerful you are, somebody is watching you wondering why you think you that powerful when they don't think they're that powerful. When I come online and be like, I'm a God king, well, you ain't God. I'm not your God. I'm not your God. Well, my God is the best God and the realest God, whatever. Whatever. The conversation of competition says you hate the fact that I believe the way that I do, and you mad because you can't find no other source of belief outside of the way you believe. You can't locate another way of thinking because you're in love with your programming. Now hear me out. I can still fuck with you. I can still be cool with you. I can still honor you. I can still love you. I can still come in your house during dinner time and pray with you at the dinner table. We all hold hands and we praying, and you say in Jesus' name, amen. And I say amen because I can respect how you view things. I don't care if you was Muslim. I could come in your house and say, Ameen. Allahu Akbar. To me, it is not disrespectful to be accepting of those things that are different. For the spiritualists watching this right now, you mad at religious folks, you really mad at yourself because you feel like you wasted time in something that you found no benefit in. Part of the reason you found no benefit in it is because you're doing now what you were doing before when you were religious, trying to find community in uniqueness. Ain't no fucking community in uniqueness. You don't see like everybody else. You don't think like everybody else. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You're trying to find people to be cool with. You trying to look at other people's experiences and think, man, I want to have an experience like that. If you stop looking at everything like your life is in shambles, like your life gonna always be hard, you would never want to look at another fucking person and say, I want to experience what they're experiencing. No, you want to experience what you're supposed to experience, because if you think their story is beautiful, wait until you tap into your own. If you think that somebody else's story is amazing, wait till you tap into how amazing your story about to be. But you spend so much time trying to find community amongst people who couldn't even fathom a portion of you that you end up neglecting the seeds that were already planted in you before you even knew what consciousness was. Hmm? 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 Chat, comment some hearts if you feel what I'm saying, yo. This war is dumb as hell. It's dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. Well, this is the truth. Well, this story this story was stolen from this. And if you don't know that, then you asleep. I see these conversations happening all the time, up and down, left and right. And then the same people will come to me later and be like, man, I just feel like everything's blocked up. It's because you fuck with blocked people. You fucking around in conversations with blocked up people. You blocked up if all you do all day is think about conspiracy theories and how everything is trying to destroy you. Why is everything trying to destroy you but you? Because if you feel like some shit can destroy you, then you ain't strong enough. And if you ain't strong enough, why you not working on your strength? You're neglecting yourself and blaming everything outside of you for that self-neglect. Whose fault is it really? Whose fault is it really? Is it the church's fault? Because it was in there using you for your money and pretending to be extra spiritual to get money out of you? Is it their fault? Or is it your fault because you never stood up and said some shit ain't right here? Some shit ain't right here. Is it your ex-friend's fault that was using you and abusing you? Or your ex-mate's fault that was using you? Or is it yours for sitting there thinking that this motherfucker was going to change all while you not changing yourself? Be accountable for your actions. And I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad. What I'm telling you is that you can liberate yourself from a lot of the wars that you've been fighting because you're really trying to fight yourself. You're fighting the changes that you need to make because you feel like it's going to be impossible and you don't know who you're going to be on the other side of that. Love, why don't you just go see? I tell y'all this all the time, bro. Why don't you just go see? Me, I end up out here in Mexico, right? This wasn't long planned. This was one of them feelings that I got. You're welcome. Ashe, this was one of them feelings I got. Oh, it's time to go. And instead of thinking, why I gotta go? Why I gotta go? Is somebody coming against my energy? All I had to do was check with how my real self felt, the soul self, the me, the real me. I'm like, how am I feeling in this environment? Do I feel like I'm expanding or do I feel like I'm being caged in? And as soon as I got the notion that there was a cage, I broke myself free. And now I live in Mexico full time. This isn't just some miraculous story of manifestation. This is me standing on the fact that I love me so much that anything that makes me feel like I should love myself less deserves absence from me. Like ain't no being there. If I walk into a room and I feel smothered in that room, I'll never walk in that room again. If I'm on the phone with somebody and I feel like I can't be expansive in my conversation, I'm not allowed to speak in an expansive way, I'll never talk to them again. If me and a little shawty we getting real close, we getting real intimate. I'm really into her, and she say some shit that make me feel like I should keep my mouth shut about just how amazing I am. We will never talk again, because if I have to lack self-love to get love from you, I don't fucking want it. I don't want it, because in the end, it's going to fall apart anyway, because when I decide to love myself again, part of loving myself is never loving you again. Say, yeah, I feel caged, so now it's me working on moving again, but this time to settle. And you can do it. You can do it. I always tell my clients, my coaching students, stop asking for things from the Most High, the Supreme Architect. I know that we can ask for anything from the Supreme Architect, the Master, but we can ask, or we can fix our relationship with that thing, with that source, with that space, with that infinity, and understand that we are already in symbiotic communication with it, which means your heart already speaking before your words even come out your mouth. It's already known what you truly desire. And all that you have to do is start walking towards it. And all things will be laid out for you. But the question of can I have says that I don't deserve. And I told y'all this a hot ass minute ago. Say, yes, I've been going back out with confidence, and the amount of energy of fear I feel around me is crazy. But God has been good at protecting and moving me. Stop trying to feel everything around you. Just feel yourself and become unmovable, unshakable in every world that you walk in, and you'll find blessings everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, you will find blessings if you become unmovable. So many people tried to convince me to leave Mexico since I got here. And I don't talk to them no more. I don't talk to them. I don't got shit to say to them no more. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, well, I was just making a suggestion that I didn't ask you for. If I tell you this is what I want, this is where I want to be, this is who I am, this is what I want out of life, if you cannot support that plan, then get the fuck from around me. And I'm not asking you for financial support. I'm asking you to understand that I'm not moving on this decision until I make another decision to move. There has to come a time where y'all understand that everybody is having a different type of experience or relationship with the supreme architect. Not everybody is moved by Mercury. Feel me? Not everybody is moved by the planets and the stars. Not everybody is moved by collective consciousness. Not everybody is moved by collective empathic disasters. You know what I'm saying? Where a bomb is dropped in another country and people who ain't nowhere near it talking about it just feels so heavy. If you don't sit your ass down somewhere, you're not doing nothing for them people. You're not doing nothing for them people. Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Some of us don't live in that world where we have to feel everything. Some of us don't live in that world where everything that we do is dictated by the move of the cosmos. Because I even seen it on my Facebook today. Somebody was like, oh, it's a good day to make money. It's Jupiter Day. In my world, every day is a good day to make money. And I make money every day. One day doesn't breed more money than the other because the day is special. One day may breed more money than the others because I'm more special on that day. I am accountable for the energy that I put out, and I am accountable for the energy that I let in. I try to tell y'all all the time, y'all are masters of reality. When people started documenting consciousness is when the world stopped feeling like they were special. Oh, I want to awaken my Kundalini. Who said it ain't already up? Said I was just telling my collective about that today, King. You be spitting Ashe. Who says your Kundalini ain't already up? Well, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it like they said I would feel it. Like on YouTube, they said the energy would climb up the column of my spine, and I would feel this great rush of energy. Who said you never did? What if you're so fucking powerful that that's nothing to you? Man, oh, well, that's egoic. That's being arrogant. How? Because the experience is different. It's people always say that shit till they can count another. It's levels to this. Yeah. And it's levels to us too. It's levels to us too. But if you always feel like you missing out on something, all you really saying is, I don't got nothing. Now your so-called chakras is out of balance. Do we all have chakras? Or are there other systems of measurement of energy? I believe that there are unlimited types of systems of measurement for energy, not just chakras. Very, very, very powerful, strong modality. Very, very beautiful. So much information, so much knowledge, but it is not the only. And the unique ones know that. And I'm now sounding the alarm for the unique ones. It's time to bring your unique shit forward, because the reason why nobody can tell you what you bringing forth is invalid is because they don't even believe in their own truth. They're still following somebody else's truth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People say it's a fool's game to try to reinvent the wheel, but what if I can make it better? And I didn't take that chance. Oh, well, you just use what's already there and then you build on top of that. That means my whole life is set on somebody else's foundation. So if that foundation is swept, so is everything that's built on top of it. That's why you feel shit when people come against spirituality, because you built your foundation on somebody else's foundation. It don't bother me when religious folks call spirituality demonic. Oh, that's demonic. That shit don't bother me or move me. You know why? Because I didn't build my spiritual foundation where the war against religion is present. Could give a fuck what you believe in. Don't care. Don't care. There is no war. That's another illusion to keep you busy and to keep you avoiding your own self-actualization. It ain't it. Man, hold on. Let me read this comment. So, oh my gosh, I've been fighting myself on how I see entities because people say they see them with their eyes, but I feel them, see them in my head. That is your eye. That is your eye. You do see them with your eye. You have more than these two. I'll give you a here. Try this out, because I've been talking to one of my coaching clients too about this. And if y'all need coaching, y'all let me know. It's expensive, but y'all let me know it's worth it talking to me like this on a regular. But I was teaching her about how sight is more than just your two eyes and more than just what they call your third eye. Sight is way more than that. Because close your eyes right now. Close your eyes right now. And watch this. Watch this. Close your eyes right now. Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. And every time it ching, money comes to me. Now open your eyes. What you heard correlated to what you saw. Your ears are sight. If you remember what it felt like to get your heart broken, that's another way you see. That's why when you encounter people and fear steps in, you feel that feeling in the middle of your chest and you like, something's not right here. That's another version of sight. We all see differently. We feel differently. Same thing with hearing. I can hear something with my eyes. If I play a video on mute and I'm watching it, I will start imagining what it sounds like. If I'm accurate enough at what I'm seeing, then I'm hearing with my eyes. And my mind is merely the collection of all of my senses. It's the same here. I haven't been able to get with the repetitive conversations in the community. I feel more than what's been said. Too many trending topics starring wars for nothing. It's because, yeah, Alicia, you see. You see. I used to tell myself I couldn't see either. I totally see. I just don't see like everybody else, and that's fine. The reason that they're starting so many wars in the spiritual community, oh shit. The reason that they started so many wars in the spiritual community, hear me out because I'm about to bust your head with this one. The reason that there's so many wars in the spiritual community is because there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new. That's literally a core belief that they hold. There's nothing new under the sun, which means nothing you can do is impressive, and everything that you do that is unique is outside of their perception, so it must be wrong. Nothing new under the sun simply means everything is doomed to repeat itself. So the same wars that they've been fighting for generations are the same wars they're going to continue to fight, because ain't nothing new under the sun. The saddest part is that they said that shit casually one day. Nothing new under the sun. And that law stuck like a motherfucker. That law stuck. Like, oh, nothing new under the sun. Just because you've been here before, if you believe in past lives, just because you've been here before doesn't mean that you are not new. That's why it's always all these same repetitive conversations in the community. Nobody's talking about anything new. And this is where I get chewed out by my spirit team. They're like, why don't you just get online and talk? Because I'm not trying to be the world's next greatest conspiracy theorist. I don't want people clinging to me thinking I'm finna bring them new information every week. No, I want motherfuckers to go get their own new information every week because you're having a completely different experience. Your perception is not tuned the way mine is. So we're not experiencing the same things. So I could do just like these spiritualists. I could get on here every day and tell you the spiritual daily forecast, but it would not resonate with you if you can't resonate with the way that I perceive reality. I've seen it even on Facebook, and I fall victim to it sometimes too. Do you know how hard it was to release the system of astrology off my consciousness? Because for a season, it was my whole identity. So I still get caught up from time to time peering over the posts where they go, oh, well, this is for the Sagittarius, the Leos, and the Aries, or this is for the Cancers, the Pisces, the da-da-da-da-da. And I'll be sitting there like this is cool, but I swear to God, I've seen it before. I've seen it before. It's been repeated every single time. The same posts are shared to y'all every retrograde. They're shared to y'all in cycles. It's the same shit. The sad part is, why are you still experiencing the same shit? Eventually, them posts shouldn't resonate with you. Not because you've fallen behind, but because you're so far ahead that what they post today, you felt last week. You caught that shit early. Because if they say it's a shadow period before retrograde and a shadow period after retrograde, which means it's always... Man, it's always retrograde. Let them tell it. Let them tell it. Don't none of them motherfuckers own a telescope. They're not really tracing the planets. They're tracing somebody else's map. And this is where we can get fucked up at because we do not control the way the entities called planets move. We may be able to trace a pattern, but if it start acting like an anomaly, will we skip over the anomaly and say, oh, it was just an anomaly? Will we try to define the anomaly to fit our narrative? Or will we just say that is its own consciousness and it does whatever it pleases, just like you? Like I said, some people won't like what I'm saying, but I'm tired of the way anomalies are treated. Anomalies deserve respect too. Nothing can grow if you always got to put it in a cage just to understand it. I promise you learn more by letting something free roam. If you put a dog in a cage all day, all you will learn is what it acts like or what it does or how it behaves when it can't move. But if you let that dog out in the yard, which is just another cage, you let the dog out into the yard and the dog starts running circles around the yard. Well, you see what it does with its freedom. And then out of nowhere, you come back outside, it done dug 30 holes. And that's what the dog does with its freedom. Now you understand its behavior, its nature, and what it likes to do. Now you move to a bigger house with a sand pit that the dog could spend all day in. And just because the dog has all day to dig in that sand pit and throw dirt around, it's no longer aggressive like it was. But had you left it in the cage, it would have never evolved enough to understand its own anger and learn how to transmute that energy. Anomalies are so unlimited that people feel like they have to cage them to understand them instead of watching them in amazement and understanding what they're watching. People are anomalous by nature. But when you find out you're an anomaly, or when other people find out you're an anomaly, they try to stomp that flame out. There's so many unique beings that came forth. Some of them are in jail right now. Some conscious leaders are in jail. Some of them have crossed over. Some of them have quit social media because they're just tired of people. And you know what? I fucking feel them. I feel them on that shit. Why y'all think I've been gone? I'm tired of people. Fucking tired of people. I'm tired of having the same conversations over and over again. I'm tired of listening to people talk about the same wars over and over again. I'm tired of everybody waiting on doomsday so nobody grows. I'm tired of everybody waiting on the end of the world for the new world to come into place when the new world doesn't come from outside of us, it comes from within us. How do we create a new world if we are not recreating ourselves? Anomalies can't fucking breathe because robots hate other programs. Like, ah, damn, like, how dare you not believe the way I believe and believe the way you want to believe? And how dare you honor my belief without having to believe in it? I'm sorry if I'm grown spiritually. You still playing with your inner child. You patty caking with your inner child. Me, I'm crip walking with my God self. You know what I'm saying? I'm partying, I'm chilling with my God self. I don't have a higher self. I am my higher self. That's a total switch in consciousness. Now, instead of hearing from your so-called higher self, you live as that higher self, which means there's a whole new higher to obtain, which means you will only make progress, which means your finances will never be blocked because you only become better financially. Your health is never diminishing because you only become better health-wise. Your mind is not always messy because you learn how to clear it even better, because if I am my highest self, I get to work on becoming an even higher self. And if things are infinite, you can only go higher. Even at your lowest, you are high, because if you were nothing, you'd be at your lowest. That's the low. You're nothing. You're nothing. You don't have a name, no identity. You can't talk. You can't think. There, you see through. You see through. God damn it. You're nothing. But no. You're something. You got a name. I'm looking at y'all in the comments right now. Y'all got names. Y'all got names. Y'all even got screen names. Y'all allowed to become other things. You exist even when you feel you at your lowest. Think back before the time where you're at in your life now. Think back before that. This version of you was that version's higher self. Okay. All right. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Think back. Before you got to where you are now, before you arrived at where you are now, that past version of yourself prayed to this version of yourself to come into being. So to that version, this version of self is your higher self. Ashe, thank you. Thank y'all for the love and support. This shit ain't easy, but I'm done being silent, bro. Because it ain't even got to be that deep. I'm a dimensional shaman, which means I see dimensionally. So this is how I look at shit. I just be like, higher self, lower self. There really is no such thing. I'm always at my highest because the lowest I could be is not existing at all. It's not existing at all. Every time I inhale, that's some higher self shit. Because if we look at the process of evolution, there was a time where we didn't breathe. There was a time where we were created, we were born, we were bred, if evolution be real. We were born, we were bred, and we died immediately because we couldn't sustain breathe. We couldn't sustain that. What the fuck was that once upon a time? I'm talking about eons ago. What was that? Did we even need to breathe? Or did we choose what we thought was a limitation in order to bring ourselves into a higher power or a higher level, which means that version of ourselves saw this version as our higher selves? We can look at any theory of life. We can even look at it from the spectrum of past lives, and you go who you were before, because y'all too hung up. You said, King, why did I just have that moment on live, fam? Like, damn, I really been looking at how I'm grateful and focused on my... Yeah. Imagine this, yo. You had a life before this one if you believe in past lives. Like I told you, I don't care about belief. It's so irrelevant in the large conversation. It's relevant enough to help you develop, but in the larger conversation, whatever. Because I always tell even my clients the most, I tell them this: whoever you were before is who you are now, just more. Like the amazing things that you used to be, like, I don't give a fuck if you were an emperor of a universe. You're still that. That didn't go away. You're still that. You still have that status. You still have that rank. But you're a better version of it now. How many times have you said in previous lives, maybe next lifetime? You've even been growing through life and death, through the cycle of life and death. Because, nothing is new under the sun, so you can't be eternal. You have to die. Do you see what I'm saying? You said it. You said it. But that version of you, if it could see you right now, you would be considered its highest self, not lower. You could never be low. You could never be low. Impossible. 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 Part of the reason why you can't stand where you at in life right now is because you keep looking at somebody else's version to support the theory of how your life should be, instead of focusing and getting your life to what it should be. The reason I don't believe in oneness and everything being interconnected, even on a minute scale, the reason that I don't believe in that is because that's too much access to pull me back into a version of self that I don't want to be. That's too much access to push and pull my consciousness, to sway my being. That's why you don't know where energies are coming from, because you're connected to everything. How could you? That's why you spend more time shielding than you thought, than you ever did bringing things into fruition. That's why, because you connected to everything. That's why you always got to play defense and never offense. You can't put your plan in action because you're falling victim to everybody else's plans. This is just how I see reality. And I may not be sitting in what you would consider a mansion right now. You may look at the background in this room and be like, that's not much. This is a 2-bedroom house with a big ass living room, a big ass dining room, and a big ass kitchen. Although it may not be my house. Although it may not be my house. This is the first time that I have a house. You understand? I may not be where I want to be, but I'm sure as fuck on my way. And the only way that I can get there is by trusting in the supreme architect. When God said, it's already yours, there was nothing else to ask for and everything to obtain. Everything. Said, but do you recall from previous lifetimes? I'm not from here. I may have lived in many different dimensions, in many different forms. But on the scale of what I really am, it don't really matter. Because who I was yesterday is not who I am today. And it's not who I'll be tomorrow. Past lives are cool. It's cool to understand who you were. I don't recall them as often as people recall their past lives, because I also don't hold the belief that yesterday can affect my tomorrow. I don't hold that core belief. And the reason that I don't hold that core belief is because I can't remember what happened yesterday. Yesterday meaning another life. I can't fully recall every moment. Usually when people have past life visions, it's a scene. It's a scene. It's a scene. You've seen a scene, a memory of what it was. And because you became obsessed with who you used to be, you did not only unfold said memory, you started unfolding the lifetime. You know how you wake up some days here and you be telling yourself like, this is some bullshit. I can't stand life. What if that came from your past life? Because you're living there too. That shit is not, it didn't come before. It's happening right now. Memory is strong enough to be around within itself. So I don't really play in that field either. Because how can I know me if I'm always trying to remember who I used to be? It doesn't define who I am now. And I know everybody wants to be like, oh, well, in my past lives, I was all these great things. But in some past lives, you were a fuck up too. In some past lives, you did some dirty, disastrous shit too. You know what I'm saying? You can't just think all of your past lives are beautiful, especially when you look at past lives and you look at this life and you don't think you where you should be and you've done something wrong in the past. It's not because you cheated on your baby daddy in your past life. What the fuck? What is that? What? No, it's deeper than that. Ain't no telling what you did. In an infinity of lifetimes and existences, ain't no telling what the fuck you did. So instead of worrying about who you used to be, put more focus into who you're becoming. Switch up your track record, because you will never have to worry about yesterday if you love who you are right now and focus on who you're becoming. Nobody could hold you to yesterday. That's why people in your life now get to remind you of who you used to be. You were never like this before. Now all of a sudden you this, and that. That's because you still exist in that memory. People can't peg who I am now. They are. I just feel like I don't know you no more. Good, because now that you got to get to know me all over again, you got to get to know the new set of rules, how I will not be treated, how I desire to be treated, and how I will accept being treated. You got to come find out all the new info, and if you're not willing, then you're just not going to be a part of my story. This is what it's like to be in an anomaly. This is what it's like to be an anomaly. This is what it's like. I wake up like this every single day. Like, I'm so dimensional that sometimes I'm not even sure I'm here. I be having to hit people up just to make sure I'm here. So if you ever feel some type of way about me, I need you to spend like 30 seconds in my shoes. And you change your fucking mind immediately. This shit is not easy. I see why people lose their mind when they become spiritual. Because they can't handle the truth that they are. They need every truth that they are to come from outside of them. I don't need nobody to validate my level. No. I'm experiencing this shit on the regular. On the regular. I'm experiencing this shit. Like, I swear to God, earlier I had a ton of work to do. I was like, man, I'm gonna get this work done. I had to go travel. I think I went to sleep like 7 to 8 times within a 2 to 3 hour span, 7 to 8 different times. Lay back, close my eyes, was elsewhere. Lay back, close my eyes, and was elsewhere. And then I finally got up and I was like, am I done? Finally felt clear enough to be done. Then I was able to get online and come talk to y'all. This shit not easy, yo. This shit not easy. This shit not a game. And I thank you for checking on me. Because sometimes, not even sometimes, 80% of the time I'm checked out. And I tell people that all the time. This is why I keep to myself. This is why I keep to myself. I swear to God, this is why I keep to myself. Because I'd be like, look, I'm fine with who I am. I'm fine with how I am. I'm fine with the way that I travel and the way that I experience spirit. I'm fine with that. I'm not trying to make everybody else get fine with that. Be okay with that. No, I'm fine with that. And that's good enough. And if you can't get with it, you just can't be a part of my life. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. People don't hear from me for a week. You don't care about me no more? How did you draw that figure? Oh, from your own perception of what you think caring about you really is. You can't define how I care about you. You just define whether or not you're going to accept it, because that doesn't mean I should change. I'm not going to go against who I am to please people. This is why I've been internally suffering on my spiritual journey, because I'm trying to honor how people perceive reality when nobody actually understands how I perceive reality. Because the way I perceive it can't even be put into words. It's just putting into applicable steps. I can only apply an action to it and just keep moving and just keep going. This is what it's like to be an anomaly. And it's such a blessing because I have peace in knowing that any war that I fought or fight was either self-inflicted or righteously so. Not because some random energy rushed over my home and I felt it and it fucked my life up. No. So that's what I'm learning to do. Now looking for validation from others on my own power, from others, or trusting on my own power and trusting in me. Alicia, it's not easy. It's not easy. But it's so worth it. And I tell y'all that all the time. And I don't tell y'all that just because it sounds good. I'm so serious. Then you're going to come into aha moments where you're going to be like, I'm so glad that I stuck to, loving myself. I stuck to staying on top of myself and understanding just how worthy I am of what I truly desire and just how incredible and how capable I truly am. When you're going to have them aha moments where you're going to feel like you've been set free from so many different types of bondage. And it's because you're so focused on yourself that even the things that have been breaking your spirit will cause you to heal. The things that have been coming against your energy will just leave. Not because you're forcing it to go, not because you're doing some big major amount of shadow work, as they call it. Nah, but simply because I know who I am so much and I honor who I am so much that everything that I am not has to leave. And the things that refuse to leave will feel so neglected that they will leave. There are worlds, realities that I neglect. A lot of people are so curious spiritually that they go crazy. Oh, well, I saw this person in a vision. Me and this person were in love in a past life. I wonder if that means we're supposed to be in love in this lifetime. I'm not even trying to think about that shit. Nope. Nope. Because if you don't understand that love can also be grown after it is sown, then that's why you keep getting in trouble. That's why you keep falling into temporary connections, because it can be grown and it can be created too. Doesn't matter who you used to be. Who are you now? And do the things that came from before measure up to who you're going to become? And from that scale, you will find the ultimate peace within self. You'll be like, man, I'm not finna spend no kind of time. I'm not finna spend no kind of time doing any of this shit. Real talk. You will, you will find yourself not even having mundane conversations anymore. People hit you up with that, hey, how you doing shit? Hey, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. That's the end of the conversation. You go from that to not even responding. Because what the fuck do you want? What do you want? In this time that I'm responding to a dead end connection, I could be creating new connections to the desires of my heart. For real. So I feel like when I see people from the past, it's just a sign to honor what they did for me, but not going back. Because no, unless you feel like you must. But nobody can tell you how to exist in your path. You got to learn however you decide. If you feel like you must, do your big one. Yeah, I'm saying do your big one. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's me. I'm like, nope. Whatever left can stay gone. I remember when I had oracles hitting me up. Telling me, oh, you got a love interest coming. I think it's one of your exes. I'm blocking you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna block you. What the fuck would you even pick up on that for? I'm about to let that go down. I'm about to block you. And just to my amazement, none of them show up. You know why? Because ain't no space. I got no room for you. I don't got no room for you. You're gone. You're gone. You left. Or I left. Either way, there's no reason for me to go back and look at it anymore. For what? For what? If there's an infinity, there's so much more to focus on. There's so much more to look at. There's so many other pieces to examine than to examine something that's no longer a part of my reality. It's just what it's got to be. Yeah, I be blocking the shit out of people. I'm tired of oracles. I'm tired. I'm tired of oracles. I'm like, y'all really don't. I don't feel like y'all be thinking. There's thoughts and then there's oracles. I don't feel like y'all be thinking. What made you think that was a good idea? To say some shit like that to me. I was gonna be like, oh my God, which ex is it? No, all my exes can move on with their life. I hope that they're doing well. All my old friends can move on with their life. I hope they're doing well. All even family members can move on with their life. I hope they do well. What? You know what I'm saying? What? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. How can we find out just how beautiful life can be if we only hold on to what's familiar? How can we find out just how amazing reality can become if we only hold on to what's familiar? The space that I'm in my life right now is unfamiliar. Never had a house. I've never stayed in another country this long. 6 months was the limit everywhere I went. Even in 2017, when I was in Costa Rica, at the 6-month mark, I was gone. That's how long the visa was. My visa expired on the 17th of this month. So even breaking that cycle has become a challenge because usually at that time I just tuck tail and run. Like, not even run, but tuck tail and dip the fuck out. Like, even did that, like staying in Texas as long as I was in Texas was torture because I've never sat still that long where I've never been able to, I should say, and actually feel comfortable to. So being here in Mexico where I really want to be, it's still unfamiliar, but I'm learning to fall in love with it every single day just by observing my atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I go outside. Like yesterday, I went outside, and although I don't think they wanted to talk or wave at me like they did, but I waved at them anyway. It was this old couple. They were sitting on a bench down the street, just talking and loving on each other. And instead of going into the typical mindset where I go, oh, well, I can't wait to have my mate. I can't wait to be in love. I just said that's what the atmosphere looks like out here. I'm like, that's the atmosphere. Like there's love in the atmosphere. And I want to feel that love. You know what I'm saying? I want to experience that love. And it don't have to be romantic. It could just be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Life could just be beautiful. It's okay to wake up in the morning and be like, life is beautiful. It's okay to get up every day and look in the mirror and say, you're doing well and you will never have to do bad again. You know what I'm saying? You will never have to be low again. You don't ever have to go back to that place or that space that you used to be in. You'll never got to go back. You know what I'm saying? I do that every day. I do that every day. I'm in awe every day. Every day. Not that I can't believe. I just believe it so much that it has no other choice but to be. Now I'm working on getting my temporary residency. It's like 1,200 USD, 20,000 pesos, something like that, 21,000 pesos, like 1,200 USD. I'm working on getting that right now. I'm grinding my ass off to get that right now. That's 4 years temporary residency, 4 years. That means I don't have to leave at all. I don't have to go out and do a border run. None of that shit, yo. None. I'm working on that. I'm having a year of me. A year of me where I do so much that makes me happy that unhappy things stay far the fuck away from me. You know how many people I haven't heard from in ages? Like, cause they just can't contact me. I'm like, I don't want to talk about that shit no more. I want to talk about what's going on going forward. I was just looking at like off-grid cabins because I don't know whether I want to buy a house in Mexico or get some land. I don't know what the fuck I want to do. To be honest, I have no idea. I have no idea what I want to do. I just know this. I just know this. I don't want to leave. No, I don't want to leave, baby. Yeah, but I gotta go right now. But for real, I just know that I don't want to leave. If that's all I know, then that's all I know. If that's all I know, then that's all I know. Ain't no life changing opportunities. Ain't nobody called me and go, hey, I need you to travel here. I got 200,000 for you. Oh, I bet you my black ass be on the plane. Ain't nobody called me with that yet. Shit, I'm not moving. What you talking about? People have been predicting that to me in through readings. You're gonna get the opportunity to travel somewhere else in the world, and it's up to you if you take it. Cool. I'm glad that you said that because that's the way it was gonna be in the first place. I'm rolling a joint right now. That's what she is. And I'm rolling a pincher too, whatever was left in the bottom of my grinder. And before anybody talks shit and say, "Oh, you running low on weed?" No, no, no. You hear that? It's mad weed, mad ganja. Okay, it don't hate, don't hate, don't hate. Guess how much I paid for that weed? Guess how much? Because that's 28 grams. So it's a little over an ounce. It's a little tiny. Well, in weed terms, tiny, it's a tiny bit over an ounce. Feel me? But I only paid like what Buddy said it was. Buddy say it was. He was like, hold on. I'm doing the math. Give me a moment. Yeah, I paid about 1,200 pesos for it. I paid about 1,200 pesos, so that's $70. It's a little over an ounce, and it ain't no booty either. It ain't no dookie. You know what I'm saying? It's Blue Dream actually, which I'm so excited about. And yes, I'm about to smoke. I've been smoking even before I got on live, but this is what I'm on. This is what I'm on in Mexico. Just loving on myself, smoking and building. So when people hit me up and they be like, "What you been up to, King?" Smoking and building. Mm-hmm. Smoking and building. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah, it's some fire. The plug he be on it. When I first got here, the plug wasn't plugging. It was that dirty Latin America weed. Like, and it's dirty too, but it'll get you there if you ain't had none in a minute. Feel me? It'll get you there. But it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. Mm. It just wasn't. It wasn't. It did it because I ain't had it in a while. But oh yeah, I got to get with this brand. If y'all have that brand out there, Blazy Susan, this shit fire. Like papers, this shit fire. And yes, it is pink because they're rose papers. Okay, yeah, I'm saying, or for the papers is rose color and the filters and shit. Yeah, get with it if you smoke. But yeah, mm, I really smoke. I don't know about everybody else. That's part of the reason why I wanted to get on YouTube because I'm like, if a nigga break out a joint on TikTok live, it's over with. TikTok gonna be like, nah, blocked. Mm-mm. They are natural papers though. Blazy Susan is pretty healthy, but y'all know me. I had to go to the smoke shop and get me some regular blunts. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people think Mexico is like third world, but if it was third world, where I get swishers from? Huh? If it was third world, where I get swishers from? Y'all better stop playing with me. I'm not finna go to no third world country. Fuck would I do that for? Now, my mother before she crossed over, she used to call me a mountain man. I'm all about being in nature and living as natural as possible. But goddamn, I'm not about to live in a hut in another country where they ain't got shit. Some days I want a Coca-Cola. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get me that. They got everything out here. I haven't been to the movie theater yet because I don't like going to the movies anyway, unless it's something I really want to see. But the fact that the movie gonna damn near be in Spanish is crazy. I don't want to do it. I don't want no parts in that. Okay. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't want no parts in that, bro. Y'all got to come out here though. I'm gonna try to find a way to set up an event space, or like one of them big ass mansion Airbnbs, and y'all just come out here, post up. I'm bringing the weed. I'm bringing the shroom daddies. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you like, I'm bringing the liquor. If that's what you like, whatever you like, I can get it. I'm so glad the girl sent me the plug's number. That first delivery he dropped off was something called cherry pie. Oh my God. So I got the munchies. You stupid. Oh my God. You feel like you're getting a contact high? Alicia, this is nothing. I told you it was a pincher because it was all that was left like in the bottom of the grinder. This Blue Dream don't even give you the munchies. That's another trippy thing about it. That's why I like it. Like, it don't give you the munchies. This shit straight head and semi body high. Like, oh, you bring in the munchies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I need you to bring a batch of brownies. Say you rolled it fast too, and you definitely a stoner. That was slow compared to I'm in competition with an old lady in Jamaica and she don't know it. She this grandma. She got to be like 74, 75. That shit, I saw a video and we've been in competition in secret ever since. She don't know who I am, but I know who she is. You know what I'm saying? There was a video. They gave her the weed, right? It happened this fast. They gave her the weed. She grabbed the weed, crushed the weed, opened up the joint paper, dropped the weed in the paper, flipped the paper like this, licked it once, folded, and lit that shit. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't what I've been doing. Like she too. That's how you know for her, weed is medicine. Because the blunt ain't gotta be pretty. Okay. Do it smoke is the question. Does it do what it was supposed to do? Is the question. Do it smoke? That's all we want to know. Mm-hmm. Because if it don't, what you passing it around for? I don't even share weed. That's what's crazy. When y'all come out here, you will be rolling your own. I'm not passing you nothing. Like you're gonna roll your own shit, or I'll roll it for you. I don't smoke with people. I don't do all of that. But yeah, I think y'all would love it out here, though, man. I'm finding so much peace and solace and just. I never knew. How do I put it? I never knew that existence could be so fun. Like I never knew. I've always been as goofy as I am. The only reason I was ever goofy is because I used to use it as a mask for my pain, and it just became who I am to just be naturally goofy. But and that happened from a young age, but I've always been very serious. And so not many things are fun to me. You know what I'm saying? Like not many things are fun to me. The things that I find exciting are things that other people feel like is work. Like when somebody goes, "Oh, King, what you been up to?" I'm like, "I've been training on my energy and documented things for Orun Technology." Spirit said, "You just need to get out and have fun." I am having fun. Some days I sit here and I watch stand-up comedians for hours on end. I love comedy. That's some shit that I love to do. And once I understand Spanish better, I'm finna go see what these comedy shows is hidden for out here. Because if they're not funny, I'm gonna tell them, "Hey, bro, you're not funny. That shit crazy. Just learn Spanish." And I already run into the worst comedian I've ever heard in my life. But Mexican people are like naturally funny though. So like Mexican people make sound effects. That shit is the best. That shit is the best. And they don't even know it's funny. It's just funny to me. When I first moved in, my papa was like, he was like, "You stick the key in the door and boop, boop." I was like, "You mean you stick it in the door, you turn it and then unlocked?" He said, "Fuck that whole sentence," and just made a sound effect. You just stick the key in the door, you boop, boop, and it's unlocked. Oh, Mr. Sound Effects, man. Like, I love Mexican people. Like, they feel like family to me. That's why I love it out here. But yeah, like, I love watching comedy for hours on end. Some days I sit and I binge watch shows that are about abilities because it's what I care about the most. I think about abilities. Like, you know how every autistic person and child has, or adult and child has that thing that they're fixated on? That's how I am with studying energy and practicing and training my energy. It's my thing. It's what makes me excited. It's what makes me happy. I have a simple type of happiness. I love to just listen to music. Y'all know I'm musical. That's no secret. Like, I love to listen to music. I love to write music. I love to make music. But going out every day doesn't sound fun to me. Mingling with people who can never fathom a portion of me doesn't seem fun to me. Like, that shit don't seem fun to me at all. I mean, I went with my family out here to a restaurant where they give you as much food as you can eat as long as you buy the beer. That shit was lit. Like, that shit was lit. But even then, I was still thinking, like, I can't wait to be back home. Like, this is fun, and I'm having fun, and I'm here, and I'm experiencing the fun. We were having conversations. We were laughing. They were laughing at me because I was eating too slow, or were they eating too fast? It was the present conspiracy at the table, because I'm looking at them like, goddamn, slow down. Like, I'm like, slow down, but they know what they eat, and that's why. It was a bunch of shit I never tried before. Matter of fact, at the restaurant, I tried shark for the first time. Never had shark in my fucking life, yo. Never even thought about eating it. Like, I'm gonna eat shark. No, I heard we should leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not eating shark, but I ate shark. It was pretty fucking good. They got this little black mole sauce out here. That shit was busting on that little chicken taco. That shit was crazy. I ate liver. I ate a little bit of everything. Okay. Some of the shit I'm not sure what it was because they just kept saying, just try it. You never know what you're eating. I'm glad to be fat because that means I have an iron stomach. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it twice though. We going back, but this time I know what I'm eating. That's why I'm like, plenty of greens though, like leafy greens and salad and stuff too. So it's not just unhealthy. But anyway, that was fun. That was fun. Like that was fun. And then they took me him, and my mama. They took me to, or my bro Josh and my mom took me to find clothes. That was hilarious because we had to go to Walmart first just to find some shit that we already knew was true, that they didn't have my size in Walmart. This ain't the States. You know what I'm saying? That Walmart 3X is like the highest it goes, even in like pants. I was looking for joggers and t-shirts. I could wear 3X, but it make me look like I work as a weird bouncer at a strip club. The shit's too tight and I got too much belly and chest for that. But like, so no, we left there. We had fun. We bought some food there. And then we went to go get clothes. This was the best adventure ever. This was like the best adventure ever. Like, because I thought we were going to a clothing store. He looked it up online and he was like, well, there's this lady. She sells like plus size clothes. I got like some button ups, like some little Hawaiian type shirts. The little Hawaiian, I like them, no. And I like wearing them without a shirt. I feel like the sexiest fat person in the world. I'm not even gonna lie to you, okay? But we went there and it wasn't like a store. So we were looking for the place and I'm like, yo, bro, you talking about this right here. This looked like somebody's neighborhood. I'm like, this don't look like where a store would be at. I'm like, this looks like somebody's neighborhood, bro. And he was like, the map says it's around here somewhere. He walked up to this lady's gate who had some clothes sitting in the front area. And he said, is this the clothing? He asked her that in Spanish, like, is this the clothing store? He was like, yeah. I got out the truck, walked into somebody, basically the front yard of their fucking house and bought shirts. That was hella fun. Like, and it was hella cheap too. And I told her, I was like, you get you some like 4X joggers in here? I said, I'm coming to buy them all. And she was like, really? Like, nigga, do you think I'm playing with you? Like, I was so ghetto, but I'm like, I'm fucking playing with you. Like, I prefer shopping with somebody selling clothes out their house that's new clothes than to shop at the main shopping centers. But again, that was something fun to do. And then when they get their car fixed, Papa's going to take me to go see the museum. We're going to go watch the traditional Yucatecan dancers. I've been watching them online. He don't even know that. So I've been looking forward to going and doing that. He's going to take me to some community events. He's going to show me around. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to a few different beaches. All of that is on the docket. It's happening, right? So while that's not happening, I'm just going to have fun in my world. Being out here it gives me the notion that it's okay to be my own type of happy. Swear to God. You may be in an Uber driving down the street and you may see a man sitting on the corner. First of all, it's hot out here. It's hot and humid. It was like 102 today with a humidity of like 85, 88%. So which means 102 was more like 110. It was hot as shit. It's always hot. You know what I'm saying? Except for like after the little rainy season or whatever. It's always hot. There's this man sitting on the corner. You would think this motherfucker's out in the sun baking because anybody standing in the sun is baking. And by the way, fucking Uber left me at the OXXO, which is like the 7-Eleven out here, the corner store. This nigga left me at the OXXO. I was like, bro, we not finna start that shit. If I start hating Uber drivers, every Uber I get in, they finna get these problems. I don't care where I'm at. I'm like, nah, bro, he left me. I left him a bad review. It's the first one I ever left an Uber driver. I'm like, if it was cool out, I'd be fine. I'm like, but I'm fat. I only went in the store to grab tobacco. I didn't grab nothing to drink. I'm sitting in the sun, and now I got to wait on another Uber. Not only that, there's a truck with at least 40 speakers stacked. No, look, I'm not over exaggerating. Like 40 fucking speakers stacked, having an event in the middle of the street. The speakers are hitting me like I'm inside of them. I'm like, yo, this is some anomalous shit. I'm like, how do I handle this? I just sat there and I waited on my Uber, bro. I sat there and I waited on my Uber and I was like, he got me fucked When I came back home, I sat down and I rolled the fattest blunt ever. I was like, you need to let that shit go. I was like, nigga, I was out there baking. Like, I was out there baking, but the dude sitting on the side of the street without the shirt on, he looked mad, but he was happy. The lady walking down the street with the serious look on her face is only because it's hot. But as soon as she stops, there's a smile on her face. Papa took me to go see where the lady, she sells like fresh pressed juice. I met a dude there that his nephews are like number 1 and number 2 boxers in Mexico. Like the amateurs in Mexico. You know, like in the States, they got like the golden gloves and shit. Like that out here. And number 1 and number 2. It's very interesting to meet him. And then while he's walking off, he puts his drink in the air and he says, welcome to the Yucatan. I'm like, nigga, that's the coolest interaction ever. We ain't got to do no extra weird shit. You just gonna say what you said. I'm a ooh, ah, wow. Oh, wow. Cool. That's really nice, man. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you too. And we go our separate ways like it never happened. Never seen him again. Like never seen him again. Like these people are happy for different reasons. They don't have the same ambitions as other people have. Like in the States, we're taught like, bro, if you ain't got no job and you can't pay your bills and you're not contributing to these bills if you live with people, or you're going to need a car to get here and a bus to go there. All of this shit that's just stacked up against you to be in the United States, that shit's not a thing here. That's just not a thing here. Where as long as you got your bills paid and you got food in your belly, you're grateful. You're grateful because everybody out here is in love with their own version of happiness. So they're not trying to convince other people to be happier in their way. Everybody leaves each other alone unless they're friends. You got to hear the laughter. I'm going to try to record it for y'all one night. I'm just going to drop the video. I need y'all to hear it, bro. Like, I need y'all to actually hear it. When you hear it, you're going to be like, to the average ear, it would sound creepy how hard and happily they're laughing. But when you understand that they're already so happy that the smallest joke can set them off into an echo of laughter that's unfathomable. The grandma might step up or might stand up and lean on her cane a little bit and tip to the side a couple steps. They're going to catch her, but they going to laugh. They going to laugh. You know what I'm saying? They may be passing beers around drinking and somebody might drop a beer. They're going to clean it up and they're going to laugh. Like I was taught by just that observation not to even sweat the small shit. Don't sweat the small shit. I don't sweat the small shit. Like a lot of small shit is bound to happen because things just happen. But when we take it personal, we take on the identity of that suffering. You know what I'm saying? When something happens that's inconvenient, like the bastard that left me at the OXXO, I could have took that and ran with that for weeks because I know how my anger is. I could have took that and ran with that for weeks. I could have been hot for weeks. Y'all understand? I would have got online and ranted. Fuck Uber. I would have the whole 9. I could have no. Spirit was like, yo, you got to let that shit go. Because the old you would hold a grudge. The old you would hope that you would run into this motherfucker again so you could smack the shit out of him because it's too hot to be left anywhere out here in Merida. Okay, it's too hot. Like, it's just too hot. Like, die a heat stroke hot. Like, that. This nigga left me. I was pissed for an hour. After that, I was over it. Then I got in the Uber the next day, which was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday was 420. I got in the Uber yesterday so I can go to the smoke shop to get these blunts. And the Uber driver looked like he had an attitude. Of course, I'm still semi in my feelings about the bastard that left me the day before. So I'm thinking, oh, I got another asshole Uber driver. Come to find out, he was just concentrating. That was his concentration face. Because for some reason, he knew people would be driving stupid. And it was a few times where people almost like crashed into us. And he avoided it perfectly. And I was like, nah, ain't nothing wrong with him. He just focused. And so we pulled up to the smoke shop and he started laughing. He was like 420. And I was like, man, thanks for the judgment. I'm finna go here and get these blunts. When I got back in the car, I was like, do you smoke? Do you drink? Like, bro, come on. Like, you come to the house, bro. Come to the house. Roll one up. Drink some beers. Like, I feel like how do I say this? I feel like a man here. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that. I feel like a man here. Because the men here aren't busy telling men what men should be. The men here aren't busy pointing at one another saying, like, you're not a man if you don't have these things and if you don't do this. No, every man out here is different. They have the same template. Uh, Purchase a house, raise a family, continue the legacy. That's the base imprint. That's the base imprint. But they all do it in their own unique ways. It's motherfuckers who stand on the side of the road and sell steering wheel covers. And you would think, well, steering wheel covers, how could that be lucrative? In the Yucatan, where it's boiling hot outside, everything you touch gonna sizzle your ass like a steak. Steering wheel covers are pretty lucrative. These motherfuckers is smart. They don't even be nowhere near they stand. They pop up out the fucking corner or the shadow of the corner of your eye when you looking at their stuff. Hola, where did you come from? I thought this was like somebody did some abstract art shit on the street because it was nobody around. No, his hustling for him. Shit, you burned your hand on the way down here, cop one of these. I'll give you a deal. They be hustling. Like they be hustling. The women out here hustle. The children out here hustle. I witnessed a younger chick. She probably was like 14, 15. She cleaned the house under me. She used to be the house cleaner for under me. I was like, God damn, everybody hustling. When I was living in the house, in Josh's house, the people who painted the crib, bro was like 16, 17 years old. Simple happy. Because I'm looking at them like, you outside painting like it ain't hot outside. I ain't painting shit. I will fill up. I will be in the house under an AC and fill up 600 water balloons with the color paint that I want the house and go outside and hand it to the neighborhood children, tell them to throw it at the motherfucking house before I stand outside with a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's too hot, bro. Y'all think I'm bullshitting. Come on and you'll see. It's too hot. And I'm from Vegas. That's why I'm like, nigga, no, I'm not doing that. But like there, I started to understand just how simply happy they were. Because I went to the store to get Josh the money for that first month. Because I only stayed there a month before I moved into this house. To get Josh the money for that month, or start giving him money for that month, which is such a blessing, right? Start giving him money for that month. Like, and we go to the corner store, and I buy them a 2-liter of soda, Coca-Cola. They be on Coca-Cola out here like it's got real Coke in it. You understand? Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm not bullshitting. I seen somebody on the corner drinking a 2-liter of Coke like it was a bottle of water. In my head, I'm thinking that's not what you're supposed to drink when you're standing in the sun. I mean, you shouldn't really drink it at all. But shit, not while you standing in the sun. This nigga is drinking hot motor oil. Like this, he is drinking tangy, spicy death in the sun. Crazy. They love Coke out here. I bought them a 2-liter of Coke and a bag of chips. I'm thinking with my American mind, I'm in the store, damn near flipping out on Josh and Pops at the time. I'm flipping out on them, talking about one soda and one bag of chips. I said, I counted 3 motherfuckers, so that means we need 3 drinks and 3 bags of chips. I was like, are they hungry? Like, I'm sitting there like, are they hungry? Like, I'm like, in the States, you paint my house. I don't care if I already paid you. If you've been working all day, I'm going to feed you too. It's just where I come from. So it was hard accepting that that's all they needed was a soda and a bag of chips. And then I spent 25, 30 seconds eating and taking a sip and went right back to work. Said thank you and went right back to work. Simple gratitude. And I'm sitting there like, I would have quit that day, took that bag of chips and that 2-liter and went right home, sat on the couch, played with my belly button, ate some chips and drank some soda. Fuck all of that. Like, I've learned that was the simplicity of it. Like, they live like they don't have the same type of worries we would have. And I say we for those that were born and raised in the States. Because if you're Mexican and you're watching this and you've never been to Mexico, I'm gonna need you to get your ass down here. Come be with your people. Like, so you can go back to the States with the real template. Because I can imagine this is how they even cross over into the border of the United States or America or whatever they call it. And coexist so peacefully because they come from that mindset. We all gonna get it, even if we gotta get it together. And I'm not saying that Americans don't have that mindset. We just didn't come up with that quality. We had to learn that quality. We didn't, we all of our struggles, like when I had to go, when me and my whole family, my mother, my father, all of my brothers, we had to go stay with my Titi Audra. When we had to go stay with her, that wasn't because we was trying to be a community. That was because we couldn't afford where we were living at. We lost the house and she let us come stay while we was looking and getting the money up to go find somewhere else to stay. Two completely different principles. Here it's we all together until you can afford to go do something on your own. When I stayed in the Airbnb when I first got here, the next door neighbors who I thought were like an elderly couple, but I kept seeing a dude pull up in a motorcycle. I'm like, it's their son coming to visit. No, Poppy is staying there. He lives there. He fell on hard times and he has somewhere to return to. If you're watching this right now, you've grown as hell. You know good and damn well that if you went through some shit right now, you couldn't go back to your parents' crib. The fuck? Most likely the reason you're not in a crib now is because y'all didn't get along. Out here, that don't even matter. They like, man, go hustle, get your money so you can get your place, and not a place to rent. Because that's that modern American shit. Not a place to rent, a place to own. Me and Josh are like the same age. It's my brother. That's my Mexican brother. Like, I will sleep a motherfucker and slap a bitch for this motherfucker right here. That's like my Mexican brother. And like he flipped another switch on in my head when I finally came to terms that I was living in his house. When I first encountered him, he kept talking about how hard things are. Hear me out, bro. This is some trippy shit, yo. He kept telling me how hard things were. He like, I work for some firm in America and they only pay me XYZ, or they pay me low because I'm Mexican and I'm already side-eyeing them. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are, why you allowing low pay. But I guess that's how they outsource. Look at us shining even here, right? But he was talking about how hard things were. And while I was living in his house, it dawned on me. I said, this motherfucker talking about, I said, wait, because the rule was if he wasn't ready to move back in his house, then I could live in his house for another month and then come rent my mama's house in another couple months after that. So I'm thinking, I wasn't thinking nothing of it. But after the first month, I had come to the realization, like, this is this man's house. And the entire time that I was living in his house, which is how I knew that they were honorable people. Hear me out. I'm taking you somewhere. I wish I had an organ. I wish I had the organ. I'm gonna have to get a little fake one. This is how I knew they were honorable people. So I finally moved into this house, right? And I'm in here and I'm sitting on the couch and I look at Josh and I look at my mom and I said, bro, I bet you're so happy you get to live back in your own house. I'm like, you, your wife, and your daughter. Here, this shit crazy. I'm like, you, your wife, and your daughter. I'm like, you finally get to move back in your house. I'm thinking American because I'm like, nigga, hold on. You own this shit? I would have never let me stay in that house. That's my house. But instead, he thought to himself, well, my mom's house is not available. I'm going to let him rent my house. He could pay me. I can get that bread. I could just go stay with my mama, which is who he was staying with the whole time I was living in his house. I thought this man was renting another crib somewhere. He was living upstairs in his mother's house, and his father and his mother had downstairs. That shit tripped me out, yo. I sat in the living room with my mouth open for like 3 minutes. Because to me, that's a complete culture shock. It allowed me to heal just a portion of the selfish American in me. Because I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have done that. Like if the shoes were on the other foot if it was him coming from the States visiting me, not having anywhere else to go. This is how blessed it is, not having anywhere else to go because Airbnb is getting too expensive. And I really just wanted to get into a crib. I don't give a fuck what was there. As long as I had some AC and some running water and something to cook on, I would have been straight. I'm telling you, because that's just how simple I am. That's how I know my first house going to be a tiny house. I don't need much. Like, I don't need much. But it's like, it turned out so blessed because they refused to allow me to be homeless. Because even my next door neighbor was like, he was like, oh, they're just trying to get you for money. Okay, cool. I could really listen to you. Like, you fucking know them, right? I could really listen to you. And I can examine where I came from, where I was paying over $1,400 in rent a month in a 1-bedroom little ass apartment. Grateful for it. That was my first apartment ever. It was in my name. Milestones. I'm not coming against my progress. You know what I'm saying? Before y'all go, you talking down. No, that was a beautiful experience, but cool. I know I'm better than that. I need more than that. I need better than that. Okay. I deserve better than that. That's the rules, the laws, the function, deal with it. Like, fuck that. But I had that apartment and it was cool, but it wasn't mine. Feel me? Coming here, imagine Josh coming here and I'm in his shoes with that mind state. I would not have let a motherfucker live in a house that I own just so I could make some extra income. Just to go. And he's so fortunate that his father is an architect and his mother is a businesswoman. Now my father and my mother is an architect and a businesswoman. Like, they paid for the repairs in his house. Come to find out, he'd been living with his mom for a hot ass minute, long before I even got in there. Because I didn't even get in there when I was supposed to, because he had people come cleaning it up and painting the walls and shit, because he had rented it out to somebody and they rented it for like 3 or 4 years. Then I finally asked him, I said, bro, how long you had this house? And he said for like 12, 13 years, something like that. Give a fuck if he said a year or two. That's a long time to be a homeowner. And to have that thing where if shit did get tight, you could rent that out for residual income. And I said, this is the type of family I was supposed to be a part of. This is the kind of life that is suitable and pleasing for my soul, where there's always a network of possibilities to come out of whatever struggle you may be dealing with. There's a pride here that reminds me of my own people. Like, it reminds me of the Black folks. We got pride. We got pride. Some of y'all suffering like shit right now, but you won't say a word to nobody around you. You got that pride. It don't matter what come against you. You're going to get back up, and you know it. Like, you know it. That shit is out here and it's oozing everywhere. You feel that when you go outside and you drive past what you perceive as a house, and it's just a little corner store. It's an old lady sitting outside with a fan, rocking in her chair, and she's selling bread that she just baked that morning. And it ain't no mom and pop business. She about to run out. She just rocking. Because I think that they're all thinking the same shit. Like, man, I could try to live beyond my means. And that doesn't mean above or below, just beyond it. That's not who you are. That's not your character. So why would you go from being a homeowner to a home renter? Americans are trying to go from being home renters to homeowners. So when you come here, becoming a homeowner becomes possible. And it's more possible because it's cheaper. Because I swear to God, I can go get a house right now for $50,000, 50 racks. If I had it right now, I would have a house right now. 50 racks. Oh, well, it's probably some rinky dink, blah, 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 blah. Get up off your high horse for a moment and understand that you are playing living Minecraft out this bitch. That means that you could buy a plot of land. What I'm going to do, buy a plot of land and put a tiny home under it for under $10,000, because all I need is a place to wash my ass, a place to take a dump, a place to cook my food. You know what I'm saying? A place to sleep. I could put that in one room, close the bathroom off, and have a small box to live in and be completely fine. And air conditioning, power, and water, and internet. And I'm Gucci. It's nothing. And the day that I go, I want to expand. This the best part about Mexico, right? The day that I decide that I want to expand, like, okay, I'm tired of it being a tiny house. I'm gonna make it into a 1 bedroom, or I'm gonna go build a casita behind that one. You know what I'm saying? For my studio, which I really am going to do. But I'm like, I'm gonna build a casita back here. I don't gotta ask nobody. I don't gotta ask nobody. I don't have to I don't have to call code enforcement. I don't gotta ask nobody. My shit can look like how I want my shit to look. As long as the foundation is set and is solid and it's safe, nobody gonna say shit to me. Again, and all I did, if I built another small casita in the back, is spend now plus the house that I already built 30 bands, 50 bands, and up to 100 bands to 200,000, 300,000. Do you know $50,000 is 1,000,000 pesos, right? That's 1,000,000 fucking pesos. And the peso, and it's going up now too. So it's about to look even better. In my head, where I come from, where owning a house is only possible through a mortgage, which means you don't own fucking house. If you pull out a loan for that house and you default on that loan, you lose that house. Like they're not gonna go, oh, you can't give us money. Well, let us know when you got it. You can keep your house, don't worry. Fuck all of that. No. Give me the house. Y'all gotta get out of here. I can't believe you didn't pay me. I can't believe you didn't pay me. Like, I can't believe you fucking pay me. Like, no. But out here, it's possible to live, and it's like this in a lot of places, like Colombia, like Costa Rica, like Belize, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ghana, you know what I'm saying? The Gambia, you know what I'm saying? In the motherland, it's a lot of places like this. So when people tell me I'm crazy for trying to go find out, fuck you. Oh, my mama, fuck you. Like, what? How am I crazy for trying to go find out whether it's, I just need to know if it's true or not. I'm not trusting what a motherfucker's saying. It may sound good, but when you get there, it's not what you thought it was going to be. Mexico got its things, especially when it comes to buying land and owning houses. Oh, they're going to put you through the ringer about that shit. But again, that's 50 bands for a nice ass house versus 400,000 USD for a weird looking ass house that will blow over as soon as tsunami winds hit it. Oh, we had hail today. Well, your roof is fucked. In Mexico, they build with bricks. Why do you think it's so cheap to build a house? It's straight brick. I be in here drumming on the wall because I know can't nobody hear it nowhere else. Because I'm like, yo, how is this possible? Like, they building houses out of bricks. They build with bricks so much, you see random stacks of bricks everywhere. People think that look ghetto, but I'm like, yo, when that motherfucker decide to lay them bricks, you're not gonna say that. He about to build something over there with them bricks. And it ain't gonna take him all day either. No. It's gonna take him about a day's work. Just about. So I love that I was in my 20s then. Y'all got, man, I don't know. Just know if America get too tough and you feel like you've had enough, come on out to Mexico. That's an infomercial. If life ever gets too tough and the United States starts to become too much, Get your ass over here to Mexico. For real. Like for real. Because Mexico gonna fuck with you. They gonna let you in. They gonna let you in and they gonna let you love it too. They gonna let you love it. They're not finna come fuck with you. The expats that y'all hear about online, they be getting fucked with. Them niggas be out here selling drugs. Okay, them motherfuckers be out here like trafficking women and shit like that. They're not just some regular expat that got kidnapped. They out here doing some nefarious shit. These motherfuckers is not worried about kidnapping you. How could you be of quality to them if you're from another country? Oh, we kidnapped an American. Either you send us $2 million or we gonna kill her. Now you just got the American embassy involved. You're fucked. America is a bully. America be looking for any reason to smack the shit about you. America will bomb some shit because somebody else's president sneezed on them and now our president is sick. America on edge every day. Like, no, you don't do that. Like, this shit is not happening to everybody. Oh, somebody broke in my car and stole all my things. Well, if you're a true American, you do understand that certain neighborhoods your ass don't belong in. I don't see why you in a neighborhood where the nigga's car is missing the front door to his car, the driver's door. I don't see how you in a neighborhood where the driver door on your neighbor's car is missing and you gonna pull up in a Tesla, and ain't nobody gonna break in your shit. If I had a car with a driver's door missing, when you park your shit, a lot of shit on your car gonna come up missing. You gotta know where you at. They come out here and then they take them stories back to America and they say, all of Mexico is like that. All of Mexico. They be like, all of Mexico is dangerous. The cartel is just everywhere. I feel like that's so racist. I can't even lie to you. When people say that shit to me, I feel like they saying niggas is everywhere because that's how people feel about us in the States too. Everywhere you look, it's a black person. Yeah. Like we're not supposed to be here. Everybody is so obsessed with the cartel that they psych themselves out of ever seeing Mexico because they are scared. They're scared they're going to run into them. The only advice I can give to you about the cartel is don't drive into this motherfucker. Don't. A lot of people do, and a lot of people get robbed. I'm talking about pull over at gunpoint, give me your shit. You just got here. You can't even get the Cabo. Where are you going? You're not going nowhere. We're about to take the tires off your shit. And if you say something, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Don't drive into here. Fly into here. Fly. Don't be scared. Like just fly into here. Like, and you'll be good. Them borders, I don't play with borders anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't play with borders anyway. Like out no country. I wouldn't drive into no country. I don't give a fuck if I'm driving around Africa. I wouldn't drive from the Gambia to Ghana. You know how much shit you gonna run into in between there? I wouldn't do that. I'm on the first thing floating. Fly over the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Fly over. Criminals. A lot of criminals can't catch planes. You know what I'm saying? They can't really get up there where you at. Just get on that motherfucker and fly on over, and you'll be straight. I just want people to have a better quality of life, man. I can't keep resonating with the American struggle when the goal is to get out of it. And here in Mexico, so I'm scared of planes though. Not if you got robbed at gunpoint in a car. I bet you get on the first thing floating and or learn how to fucking fly. Yes. I bet you get robbed at gunpoint in the car. You're going to be like, fuck driving. And you'll get right on the plane. I promise you, the airlines out here cool too. But no, like, I thought that was like, that's the American dream. A lot of people go, the American dream is to live in the States, buy you some property, make your money there. No, the American dream is to expand. I love you too, Alicia. Good night. I'm about to get out of here in a minute anyway. I don't even notice what time it was. I told y'all. I'm just going to start smoking blunts coming on here, just yelling at y'all asses. Good night. I love you 360. I'm about to get off in a minute too, though, because I'm about to get some work done because I've been down all day, like in the realm. So I'm pretty much up right now. But yeah, I just want y'all to have a better quality life because this is the American dream, the true one. Expansion. I think that we're blessed that they even allow us to come into this shit. Because a country could say no Americans, and I swear to God, I don't care what you can do, you're not going. You're not going. The only way you're going is if you lie and create a fake passport or some shit. Then you're gonna be straight. Then you'll be straight until you get caught. Now you in jail in a whole nother country, and then they're gonna kick you out, and then you got to come back to your home country and go to jail. You know, there's no freedom for you. You're fucked. So I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, there's more to it than where you at. Even if you don't leave the country, there's other states to live in. There's other parts of the state that you live in. Y'all got to allow yourselves to experience more, so you can gain knowledge about what it is that you truly desire for yourself. Because how do you know what you want until you start walking in everything you desire? How do you think you know what you want right now until you start trying, until you start moving in it? The plan starts to change a little bit. You used to want to live in the mansion with the flyest cars. Now you want you a little cabin in the woods with a homestead, you know, with a garden and a well, and you want some farm animals. You want to get the cow's milk and the goat's milk and slaughter your own meat and grow your own food and have chickens and eggs and shit. Remember when your plan was mansions and cars? What changed when you tried to go live that shit and it wasn't in alignment with who you are? So wherever you are in your life right now, you don't have to be there. You don't have to be there. I don't care how hard it is for you. You don't have to be there. There's still more for you. All you have to do is change your mind about the quality of life that you want, and your life will start to bend to the will of that desire. I swear to God. It'll start bending to it. And all you got to do is submit to the idea of what you really desire, because that means you'll be carried through whatever's trying to come against you. And on that note, I'm going to say good night, y'all. Y'all go ahead and rest up. I think I got some new deals coming tomorrow for Encontras. So y'all be on the lookout on the social medias, the Instagrams, the TikToks, the Facebooks, whatever you got me on. You know what I'm saying? Be on the lookout, because I'm going to do a lot more posting around here and just let myself be me. Like, let myself be me. This is how I am at all times. So this is how I want to start presenting myself to the people, because I don't want to put on a show. I keep that shit real. I keep it authentic as possible at all times. I smoke mad weed. I smoke mad weed and I talk mad shit. But if you really listening, I'm not just talking shit for nothing. All right. So I'm going to see y'all more often. We might be able to do these little late night streams. We might be able to kick it. You know what I'm saying? Kick it. We might be able to kick it. I kind of like this, and I hope y'all liked it too. But I love y'all 360. Holla at me if you need anything. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your evening. If you're going to sleep, don't go to sleep. Go to elevation. You know what I'm saying? Go to elevation. I'm going to elevate. Never say I'm going to sleep. I'm going to elevate. Why are you putting yourself down? Pick yourself up. I'm going to elevate. Those that can't sleep because you're dealing with anxiety, shut up and go your ass to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Go to sleep. Whatever you worried about, worrying ain't fixing it. So you're only making it worse for tomorrow. Why don't you give yourself a chance to have an even greater tomorrow? Love yourself like that. Love yourself like that. Love yourself like that. All right. I love y'all 360, and I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.